scissors, a 4mm crochet hook, measuring tape, stitch markers, darning needle, and then I'm using this Ultra Pima from Cascade Yarns, which is a 100% Pima cotton yarn, a DKU 3-weight yarn. This pattern is written in size extra small to 5X. You find all the details about the pattern on coffeeandcrocheting.com. So we will begin at once with making the pattern. Here I have my yarn, but you need to make your gauge swatch first, and then I recommend that you check out the stacked shell stitch to make your gauge swatch. I'll link the video below. But yeah, now I already have my gauge, and we'll start with the pattern. So we will begin by, the body will be worked in one piece. So we will make a really long piece, and then we'll split for the two front sections and back section. But this is just so that we keep the stacked shell stitch in the same direction, and also minimize sewing because we only need to sew the shoulders together, and then the sleeves, of course. But yeah, let's start with our beginning chain. You can make a single crochet foundation chain, or like I do, I make first a chain row and then single crochet. That's just because I like the look of that better, but your own preference. So I made a slip knot and attached my hook, and then we will chain. For my size it's a bit over 130 chains, but check out the pattern for details on your size. So we now have our chains, and we'll begin with the first row, which is a single crochet row. So I make a single crochet here in the second chain from the hook and in the back bump. So this is the back. If you have your chains here, they look like a V, and then you just turn them, and you have the back bump. That's the middle one here. So I only go through that when I make my single crochet. So this is US terminology. And then just continue to make your single crochets across the row. Or if you made foundation single crochets, you can just skip to the next row. And then in the end of the row, chain one and turn. If you've already made your swatch, you'll know how to make the next steps as well, but I'll go through them here. But basically you just now make a row 2, then 3 and 4, and then you continue to repeat row 3 and 4 until this section is high enough to split for the fronts and back. But yeah, let's begin with row 2 with 2 single crochets. So 1, 2, skip 2 stitches, and then make 7 double crochets in here in the same stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And make sure that you always make 7. It's easy to just make 6 or 8, but you need 7. And now we skip 2. So we skip 1, 2 stitches and make a single crochet. So the repeat across the row will now be skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then make 7 double crochets in the same stitch. a single crochet. So that we will be repeating across until the final stitch. And we'll now end with a single crochet here in the final stitch for our row 2. And then we chain 3 and turn. For the next row we skip this first single crochet and then make a double crochet here in the second single crochet. Chain 3, skip 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and then make a single crochet here in the fourth. Then chain 3, skip 3 double crochet and make a double crochet here in the single crochet. Chain 3, skip 3 double crochet, make a single crochet in the fourth, chain 3, skip 3 double crochet, make a double crochet in the single crochet. So this looks like this, and then just continue to repeat that across the row until the final stitch. And here we have 1 stitch left, so we will end with a double crochet. Then we chain 1 and turn. So row 4 is basically the same as our row 2, it just differs where we put our stitches. But we begin with 2 single crochet, and then we'll make our 7 double crochet in the same stitch, and they will be done here in the single crochet from previous row. So we skip the chains and make our 7 double crochet here in the single crochet. So now we have 7, and then we again skip the chains and make our single crochet in the double crochet. Skip the chains and then 7 double crochet in our single crochet, and then skip the chains, single crochet in our double crochet, and repeat that across. And you will make a single crochet there because that's end the repeat, and then you end the row by making a single crochet here in the third turning chain. And then you chain 3 and turn and make a row 3, and then a row 4, and then a row 3, and then a row 4. So you continue to repeat row 3 and 4 until the pattern is, or until this section is as tall as the pattern tells you to make it before splitting for the front and back. So when we made this the length as the pattern requires, like this, then we're ready to split for the fronts and back. So I ended on a row 4. I will now make a row 3. So I'll continue here from my working yarn. I placed stitch markers here, so in X number of shell stitches in the DC after the single crochet. So there's 1, and then 1 here in the DC before the single crochet. So first stitch mark in the first DC of a shell stitch, and second stitch marker in the last stitch of a shell stitch, and then repeated that also from the other end, the same amount of shells. So, but continue for your working yarn, and you will now make a row 3. So we make a double crochet, chain 3, single crochet here in the top or in the fourth DC, chain 3, double crochet in the single crochet, and continue that until the stitch with the stitch mark. crochet here in the stitch with the stitch marker. Chain 1 and turn, and then you just continue to repeat row 3. Now we will have a row 4, and then continue to repeat row 3 and 4 until this front one is as long as the pattern says. So you will be working just now in rows like this. So we have now finished the first front here, and then we will make the second front. For our second front, then we move to the 4th stitch marker, so, or first from the other edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or first from the other edge, where we will attach our yarn in the stitch with the stitch marker. So we insert our hook, and then we chain 3, and then in the next stitch, so that's the stitch with stitch mark, and then in the next stitch we make a double crochet, and then we just continue like we would otherwise. So chain 3, single crochet in the 4th DC, chain 3, single double crochet in the single crochet, double crochet in the single crochet, and then end the row with a double crochet, and chain 1, and then we're ready to turn, and then we'll work our rows like this forward until our second front is the same height as our first front. So we're now getting ready to make the back. So I have the first front and the second front here. So then we're just going to attach our yarn here in the second stitch marker in the same way as we did for front 2. So attach with the slip knot, in the stitch with the stitch marker, chain 3, skip that stitch with the stitch marker, and then make a double crochet. And then a chain 3, single crochet in the 4th DC, chain 3, double crochet in the single crochet, and then repeat that section across until you reach this stitch marker, where you will make a double crochet. So you will end with a double crochet there, you'll end the repeat with a double crochet there, and then you'll make a double crochet also in this stitch with the stitch mark. So here I ended the repeat with the double crochet in the single crochet, and then we end the row with the double crochet here in the stitch with the stitch mark. And then chain 1 and turn. And then we will be working here across, back and forth for our back section, and make it as long as our front sections. So we've finished the body now. We have the body and the front sections and back sections. So here are the front and back like this. So then we're just going to take the front section here and fold it over the back like that, so that they match up there. And then also on the other side, we take the front section and fold it over. So we now have it like this. Then we're going to sew our shoulders, so make sure they line up nicely. Like this. these will kind of match there, so they will only be open like this. So it won't be a specific neck opening in that sense, but this widens when you wear it like this, so thereby creating a neck opening. But let's get started on the sewing. Make sure that I match this here. And then I sew using the mattress stitch, since we have nice stitches here matching up. So I go under from the inside, and then same on the other side. And continue like that all the way across until here, and then the same on the other side. So we've now seamed our shoulders like this. Yeah, and I forgot to mention that it's good to try to match them so that you match the double crochet and the single crochet like this, so kind of the pattern continues. But now we're going to continue with our ribbing. So we turn, so we have the backup. Like this. And then we take our yarn and attach it with a slip knot. So we're going to attach it here in the middle, where the two fronts meet. So there we attach it with a slip knot. And then chain one. Make a single crochet there in the same stitch. And then you turn it to work single crochet along the edge here on the front. So then you continue and make single crochets like this across the front. Try to get them as even as possible. If you get too many, it will look wavy here, and if you get too few, it will pull. So it's probably around 2 single crochet per double crochet. So that's a double crochet, so around 2 single crochets in here, and then 1 here in the single crochet. Then when you've made a few stitches like this, and lay it down like this to see how the garment behaves. Now it looks really flat and nice, which means that we have a good amount of stitches here. So for me, that's 2 single crochet in the double crochet, and then a single crochet in the single crochet. So here next we have a double crochet, so there I'll make 2, and then we have a single crochet. And then we continue to add ribbing like that, this across all the front. And then we continue here, down on the row. Here it will be 1 single crochet per row, or per stitch, because you have the stitches. So you continue here on the lower hem all the way across to the other side, and then you turn and work your way up again along the other front until you reach the place where you began your stitches. and here you join with the slip knot and then turn, and then continue to make rounds like this for the ribbing. So to make the sleeve is made in the same pattern as the body. The only difference is that the first 3 rows we make just single crochet to have a nice little edge, but otherwise it's made exactly in the same way as the body. So when we have our sleeve here, we have our first rows of single crochet and then the full sleeve. We just simply fold it like this in half, and then I left the tail at the top and one at the bottom, the one at the top to seam it to the sweater, so I leave that there, and then we have this one. Then we insert our hook here in the, or our needle here in the, at the bottom, and then you simply seam. Here I'll use the whip stitch since we don't have the specific stitches. So then I go through here, both sides like this. Go back to the side I just made. Go through both sides. And continue like that. We continue all the way until a few, like until this, leaving this one here open, because we're going to use that then when we attach our sleeve to the cardigan or to the body. So continue to seam all the way, but leave a bit open at the top. So we have our sleeve here. We folded it in half to match the short sides and seam them. So it's like this. Leave the top few stitches open and have it folded like that, and then we're going to match that to our cardigan. So we have the opening here, and then we match it here. Make sure you folded your cardigan correct so they match. Here we have a bit of kind of extra on the body. That's why we left this open. So then we match them like this. And start sewing. So first match the short sides here. Then we reach the corner, and then we're ready to sew the sides here like normally. And then you just sew all the way here, turn and continue until you're back here. So that's how you attach your sleeve. Here we have stitches so you can match directly, but here we have the rows. But you see, for example, for every DC we have like V's like this, so just match one with one when you sew, and then the single crochet with one.